Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Steel Target Paint Podcast. I'm Jeff Jones, and always is with me is Mr.
Hey, Jeff, Steve Foster here. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing good. You been doing any shooting, Steve?
Oh, heck yeah. I would show off a little bit, but I'm concerned about the hate mail if I told you how many rounds I shot this past week. But had a training session. We went over to the infamous Chris Barrett range, had a private session over there, shot all 8. It was a great weekend.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been doing some practicing, trying to get myself 1 or 2 sessions a week, and then doing some training with some juniors and some other friends, so I'm able to keep shooting. So for everybody who's listening, if you're on social media, you've already seen the buzz, and we've got the match director for the Area 4 CCI Steel Challenge Championships, Cory Klemashevich. Yeah, let's try that again. My name is Jeff Jones. You have more syllables in your last name than I have in my entire name.
Man, that's fine, Jeff.
Let me try this again. Cory Klemashevich, welcome to the podcast. How you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm excited to be on. I appreciate y'all.
So tell us
Man,
about
Cory,
this.
hang on. Cory, I thought your last name was K. I didn't know there was a lot more syllables in that thing.
No, sir. No, there's 12 letters in it, but I go by Cory K. Everyone thinks it's a lot easier.
Oh, you dumb it down for Facebook. I got you. All right, carry on, Jeff.
Well, I was just going to say, Cory, tell us about the match. Is this the first Area 4 that you're going to have?
So this is going to be the first Area 4 Steel Challenge in a long time. I actually made the mistake of talking to Roy Steadman a while back, and turns out he was the, I think, 2000 Area 4 Steel Challenge champion in Open. So picked his brain for a while on some stuff. But yeah, this will be the first one in a good long while. Match is July 23rd through the 25th in Navasota, Texas.
Excellent. Well, that's, you're going to, my match is actually I think the weekend before, and I know it's going to be hot in Florida, and I'm guessing it's going to be hot in Texas. So make sure you've accounted for making sure waters are available for people.
Yeah, that was the first thing that we planned out was shade on every bay.
Yep, that's
ice
awesome.
Water on every bay, and I've got the Pedialyte pops on order. So those are going to be frozen in the deep freeze in the next month or so that they'll be nice and cold for July.
Fantastic. And you're going to be shooting all 8 because it's an area match, so that's awesome.
Absolutely.
And how many entries, positions, how many slots do you have available?
So we have a total of 432 possible slots. The way we're doing it is an AM and PM flight, similar to nationals. Instead of 8 shooters a squad, we're doing 7 just to make sure we hit cycle times. So that gives us 72 shooters a flight. You can shoot up to 2 guns, and you really want to. I know Steve probably will. You can shoot up to 12 in the weekend.
Man, not with ammo prices the way they are. I'll shoot a bunch of rimfire, maybe break out my JPPCC, but I may have to back it down, Cory.
Well, I can't say anything yet, but we're working on something with some of our good partners to maybe make that a little bit easier for shooters at the match.
Really? Well, Cory, it's just us girls here. You can't give us more than that.
I would literally die. I would be killed by so many people.
Hey, Jeff, turn off the recording. Okay, Cory, go ahead.
You're in a cone of silence now, Cory.
That's right.
Red light that's on my phone. What does that mean?
Well, Cory, it looks like the match is going to be sponsored by CCI. The real question on everybody's mind, are we going to have primers on the prize table? Because that seems to be, for everybody that's shooting a centerfire gun, what they're hoping for.
Man, let me put it this way. There were primers at the last match that we hosted on the prize table.
All right.
So
that's worth the trip by it. That's worth the trip by itself. Hey, Cory, why don't you, because I know that you shoot a lot of PRS and 3 gun and some USPSA. Give some folks some background. What's your background? And then, because I don't want people to walk away from this conversation with, oh yeah, we're just going to have some USPSA guy that, you know, wants to do steel or something, so he's going to put on a half-baked match or something like that. And you and I spent, an hour and a half on the phone the other day walking through this. So why don't you give folks a little bit of a background of who you are and talk a little bit about the match preparation and what's going into this bad boy.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm Cory K. I've been shooting since 2015, 2016, somewhere in there. I did start in USPSA. Shot Steel Challenge. We had a rimfire only match for a while here. Got into 3 gun, shot that for a couple of years. Shot PRS since 2017. And now coming back full circle, our club, which is the Brazos Land Pistoleros, hosts 2 Steel Challenge matches a month and a USPSA match. So as far as kind of major match experience, I'm hosting 5 national level matches this year, including this one. We're also hosting a national match on the PRS side. That'll be the finale. But so I do have a little bit of match experience, not so much in Steel Challenge. So I'm going to be picking up a lot as much as I can at nationals. But the biggest thing from any match that we put on, and Jeff, you touched on this, was making sure the shooters have a good time.
Absolutely.
If the shooters have fun, the match is a success.
Yep.
So one of the first things that, I talked to Chad Stanton was, as far as the match, every dollar that we bring in will go to the match. So doing that, we can do a lot of really cool things.
Absolutely.
So food is going to be included, regardless of whether you want to eat it or not. It's going to be some of the best tacos in Texas. I promise you that.
You got my attention.
Yeah, so I can send some pictures of the food that we had at our last precision rifle match, but it's phenomenal. Along with that, match shirts are something that we really like to make sure shooters have an experience that they're going to wear again. So we do a nice, lightweight, kind of breathable fabric for our match shirts. And what we found is, the sponsors kind of like to see their match shirts at, other events too. So that's all included in your match fee. We've got my friend Tom Davis, who's the, I guess, media and marketing director over at Scholastic Action Pistol Shooting. I think that's their acronym. He's going to do the match video. And then we've got a couple professional photographers coming out to do match photos. So all that.
Right. That's a lot.
So,
that's awesome.
That's so shooters remember. You get a picture, you see yourself in the video, you have that memory of the good times with friends shooting.
Absolutely. Cory, let me touch on something here because maybe my math skills aren't as good, but at 7 guns a squad, that's 56 guns per session, 112 guns per day, 2-day match, that's 224 plus your RO day. You had said it was over 400, didn't you? Or did I mishear that?
Let me double check. My math sucks. My math's awful. Oh, I think I left out something there. Yeah, no, it's 336 possible.
Okay, yeah, when you add in Friday. That makes perfect sense. 112 a day.
Oof.
And I really just wanted to point that out. And this is for the listeners that are thinking about shooting this match. It's going to fill up fast.
Man, I hope so.
It's going to fill up. I'm on the match right now, and it looks like it's open.
Yes. So everything as far as signatures that have to be signed is signed, and it's been approved by Steel Challenge. So registration is open. I believe this will be that announcement. So depending on when this comes out, yeah, game on.
Excellent. Well, thank you for allowing us to break the news. We appreciate that. So tell us a little bit about the range. I've never shot the range. Are the bays all in one area? Is it
Mhm.
spread out a little bit? More like the Worlds where they're in a big line at the CMP. How's it all set up?
Yeah, so the pistol bays are what we call them. You'll park about, I don't know, 50 feet from those bays. A nice gravel parking lot. There's camping and campers allowed. So if you want to come out and shoot all weekend, that's fine. But the bays themselves are either 25 yards wide by 50 yards long, or 50 yards wide by 25, or sorry, 50 by 50. So we can do a lot with those bays as far as kind of match experience and ambiance, building them up to look pretty. So there's 10 of them all in a row. So what we're planning is doing 3 stages or 4 stages, having a demo bay right in the center, having another stage, and then doing a demo bay, and then finishing off with the final 3 stages. So having all those kind of in line, we have space on the opposite side of just a gravel road easement for vendors. So the vendor area will be directly opposite the shooting area, and we'll have demos kind of mixed into the bays so that we get some good foot traffic through, the free ammo shooting stuff that people like to do.
Sure. Oh, going back to Worlds, I think they're the most smiles at the demo area and the vendor village was people shooting the Hitman automatic 22. That was that was a lot of fun. I think I saw Steve there more than once.
I saw that.
Guilty.
I was so jealous seeing that. I wanted so badly to dump free ammo full auto again.
One of the funnier videos I think I saw was when Brian Conley did a slow-mo and he's shooting and he just turns and the gun's still shooting and this big grin comes on his
Oh
face. It
yeah.
was great.
Oh god. I saw
think
that.
I think it had everything to do with the guy that took that video. I think that's really what my artistic ability to capture the moment. It's tough to pat myself on the back while I'm driving, but I just did it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, Cory, what else can you let us know? You're going to have, of course, there's going to be an RO day. How can people contact you if they're interested in being an RO?
Right. So we've got a Google form set up. That's about midway through the, I guess, announcements. It says RO staff application. What we're trying to work on is getting NROI out so we can get some local ROs trained up. We've got a few people that have actually already contacted me. I put the match on Practice Score, so you can search it. So I've actually got 3 people that have already signed up to RO. So as far as ROs, it's always been my opinion that ROs need to be taken care of. So what we're doing is we're providing a hotel, 2 guys per room, or ladies. We're going to provide a match stipend for food. So we want to make sure you're fed breakfast and dinner. And then we're also, of course, going to feed the ROs, give them a shirt and a match entry, and try to do as much as we can to make sure the ROs have an awesome match too.
Excellent. I agree. Being a match director, you take care of the ROs and they're going to take care of you. And they're the ones that are going to keep your match moving along.
100%. If you don't have ROs that know cycle times and know how to make sure that the shooter has a positive experience, friendly guys, that can make or break a match. So we really want to make sure that everyone's there to have fun, and let's have fun.
I love to hear that. Love to hear that. We're all competitive and we all want to do well, but at the end of the day, this is a game and it should be fun.
Absolutely.
Because we're all going to spend a lot more money on it than we're going to win.
Oh, for sure. Except Steve. Steve, I hear you're doing really well, buddy.
Well, I just keep telling my wife that. Yeah, honey, it's all taken care of. It's unbelievable.
Give me 3 more years and this will pay for itself.
Oh yeah, we're just making payments right now, honey. Yeah,
You
we had
know,
a conversation the other night. She's like, "So how many guns do you have?" "Oh, just a couple." She says, "Well, then why did you get another gun safe?" "Oh, the other it's about protecting our investment." And oh yeah. So hopefully she's not listening to this podcast.
yeah, but Steve, all
But
you have to do is just like let her buy more goats, and then you're all set.
we're there. We're there. Hey, did you see the pictures from this weekend? Ben
I
from
did.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he found himself a goat to love on. Cory, yeah. You need to come out and see me. We'll make you a goat lover. True story.
I mean, I'm down.
It's unreal.
Steve has definitely got the layout. You go down the hill, and there's the barn. And I think when I was there was a couple of goats and some rabbits. Didn't you have rabbits, Steve?
Yeah, there's a couple bunnies floating around.
Yeah.
There's my little one. I say little one. She's 11 now. She had two ducks. Each daughter had a duck, and one of the ducks, I'm not sure what happened to it. The circle of life got it. So my oldest daughter said, "Hey, I got a good idea. Why don't I get my daughter or my sister Olivia some eggs, some duck eggs for Christmas?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay." My wife's like, "Oh yeah, only a few of them make it." I think she got her like 7 eggs, and now we've got 6 or 8. I don't even know. I think there's like 12 friggin' ducks in one of them eggs. Now I've got ducks inside my shop. I'm still not sure how that all worked out. So we've got ducks and all sorts of crap. But Cory, the key is here, the key part of this message is that you keep the boss lady happy. She doesn't care what's in the safe and on the other side of the hill while I'm shooting. So life's good.
Well, that's great advice. My girlfriend shoots with me, so
I'm gonna share a great.
Now you're just showing off.
Showing off a little bit. I'm sorry.
Let me share this great story. A buddy of mine, his wife said the same thing. How come you have so many guns? And she says, well, or he says, well, how come you have so many shoes? And she goes, well, I need different shoes for different outfits. He goes, well, I need different guns for different divisions I shoot. And he goes, your guns are so expensive, though. And he says, yeah, but I can sell my guns. Nobody wants your old shoes. I love that story.
That's what they call a bluff.
That's right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. What she doesn't know is none of us ever want to sell any of our guns.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jeff. I only got like 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm actually en route. True story. I'm actually en route to an FFL to pick up one more. That's
nice.
Out loud. That's a true story.
That's a prize table gun, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So your girlfriend shoots with you. What does she specialize in? Does she shoot PRS and 3-gun and USPSA and steel, or is she like one more than the other, or what?
Yeah, so she's actually been out to everything with me. She's one of a kind. She'll basically support me in anything. But I think the thing that she enjoys the most is PCC. With the no reloads, kind of just shooting, having fun, putting the dot on target. That's where it's at. And that's kind of how I started with getting people involved in shooting. It was like, yeah, got this gun that runs forever. And, at the time it was just 9mm. So, hey, fill up a mag, go shoot a match, have fun.
Yeah. That's
Cory,
awesome.
I don't know. Have you shot? You've shot other divisions in USPSA, I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I've run the gamut except for L10.
I'm actually classified in L10.
That's the only one I'm not classified in, and I'm waiting for a classifier match, and I'm gonna break out the STI Edge, and just get a classification, and then I'll be a Club 13 and a Club 8 member.
Actually, I shot all 8 divisions in a match once.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the problem was I had a revolver that was about 250 power factor, so I only shot one stage with it. Yeah. Made the RO cry though.
Yeah. But it's funny because I'm seeing it at at the club, and it was funny, you know, when PCC first started, and I like to shoot PCC myself. In fact, right now I'm pretty much exclusively shooting that in USPSA when I shoot USPSA. And people were like, "Oh, you're bringing a rifle to a pistol match and all this kind of stuff." And I'd look at them and I go, "I'm not competing against you. Why do you care? I'm having fun, and it's fun." I can't use the exact quote, but when we talked with Shannon Smith, you know, it was fun to it's fun to hit insert derogatory there, you know, uh, uh, and that's why people like it, and it's exactly what your girlfriend is experiencing, you know, 3 points of contact, a dot, a 16-inch barrel, a good trigger. You know, you walk off a stage, and you might not win the stage, and might not run it the fastest, but you walk away and you don't have any mics, and people are, you know, people like that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, the other thing is for new shooters, especially in Steel Challenge, there's a much lower level of familiarity they have to have with guns to be competent and get through a match. Because with the rifle, it's just so much harder to move the muzzle in certain directions. It's easier to hit targets. So especially in the rifle divisions, it's so easy to get people out.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, you get a Ruger 1022, $180. You know, I brought mine from the 90s, a mag for each person. You can run 4 or 5 people through a match and just have a great time.
Yep. No, I see it all the time. You get people coming up going, "Oh, I've always wanted to shoot Steel Challenge." And you, "What do you got?" "Oh, I've got a Glock 17." And I'll go, "Do you have a rimfire gun?" They're like, "Oh, but I want to shoot my Glock." I'm like, "Listen, you're going to have fun on Roundabout. You're going to have fun on Smoke and Hope, and you're going to get demoralized on Pendulum and 5 to Go. Okay, it's just
Yeah.
that simple."
Hey, Jeff, little secret. Do you know how many guns I've bought shooting with people that aren't that good at shooting and shot Pendulum? And I said, hey, $50, I'll buy that gun from you because there's got to be something wrong. I'm just kidding. I haven't. I saved that for good friends of mine.
Oh, wow. That's dirty.
No, we have a good time. We have a good time.
That's great.
So,
Okay, go ahead, Steve.
What's the match entry fee what's the match entry fee for this match?
Right. So it's $75, and that's each gun you want to sign up for.
Okay. And then talk a little bit about prize table, and is it going to be random, order of finish, or what do you got going on there?
Yep. So we have a couple different prize tables. We have an order of finish prize table, and that's going to be for each division. So one of the things that one of my friends at Texas 3 Gun did was they encouraged shooters to shoot different divisions, not just, what's competitive, but whatever you want to shoot and have fun. So we're going to have a revolver only prize table. We're going to have the PCC prize table. What we are also doing to encourage youth shooters to come out is we're going to do a random draw on the youth shooter prize table. We really want to make sure that the kids have something, not just memories, but have something that they can take home and use and really enjoy, and they want it at the match.
Excellent.
So I think that's a great idea. And we've got a lot of friends at the podcast that own companies that are in the shooting sports. So if a company such as, let's say Tandem Cross, hey, Brian, hopefully you're listening. Brian wanted to donate. Can he specify his donation go directly to the junior prize table, or how does that work? Not to put you on the spot.
100%. So as far as
Love it.
sponsors, however you want to do it, whatever you want to promote, we want to promote you. And
Perfect.
we really want to get behind, especially the youth. And we're also doing, I don't know if you saw it, we're doing top lady, top junior, all the seniors and everything. We're doing special prizes for them as well. I really do want this to be a match where everyone does enjoy the match.
That's the way to do it.
I can't wait.
That's the way to do it. Well, fantastic.
Cory, I had a.
This is.
Hang on a second, Jeff.
Oh no, I was just going to say. Go.
Hang on. Hey, so Cory, we talked a little bit beforehand, I talked to somebody that's local to your area. I say local. Texas is a big state, right? So he's in Texas. So he's a couple hours away.
Yeah, we know each other.
And it's, I'm sure, I'm sure you do. So he expressed some concerns because he shoots a lot of, and his family shoots a lot of Steel Challenge matches. He hadn't seen the whole caveat to, inclement weather and match fees will be refunded minus expenses and those types of things. Can you share with the group, because I'm sure that question's, going to come up, and I'm a firm believer if somebody's got that question, we don't want those things to fester. Let's hear from the source. Why are you heading down that path, and what does this look like? What does this mean to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to make sure that the match is amazing. To do that, you have to spend money up front, and that money you can't get back. So when we sign the agreement with the range, that's money. When we sign, the agreement to get trophies and shirts and things like that made, that's money. So in order to really provide everything that we want to do, we need to make those commitments quite a bit out. The important part of the match fee is talking with Chad Stanton, our Area 4 director. Every dollar that the match makes goes back into the match. We really do want this to be the shooter experience. So, I understand that it's a little bit different than some other people do in Steel Challenge. It's not necessarily the norm. But what we found is we can guarantee that the match experience is amazing, and it helps us do that.
So you've put on a lot of big matches. I know you talked about the major matches. I'm sure you've put on a ton of section or state level matches. How many matches in the course of your career, how many matches have you had to cancel with a similar type policy?
0.
Okay. So it's one of those things that it's just to protect you guys, which is understandable. So if it's 110 degrees in the shade, you're shooting. If it's raining, you're shooting. If there's a little bit of snow in the air, you're going to shoot. Hey, I'm from New York, so I'm down for whatever.
Well, Steve, remember the first year of the West Florida and the rain?
Oh, yeah.
Cory's already said that the shooters' boxes are going to be covered, so, you'll at least not have raindrops turning your 8 MOA dot into a 64 MOA dot with a raindrop on the reticle. So,
Okay. So, Cory, here's what happened. Jeff said, hey, Steve, I got this West Florida match. It's great. It's clear water. It's beautiful in Florida. Never rains. It's going to be sunny and 75. Words cannot describe. I've got video and pictures of that first year. It was like an end of days rain. I mean, the raindrops were like golf ball size. They're going down at a 45-degree angle. I'm like, Jeff, are you serious?
Yeah.
But you made it through, and you finished.
Well, the interesting thing was that we were waiting and the rain was coming down, and there was a little bit of lull, and that match, the range match,
I know what you're talking
Bernard,
about.
and Dan was like, "Go."
Yes.
And everybody just kind of stood there and went, "Really?" And we went, "Yeah, come on, we're shooting." And we got lucky, and we finished that day. Cory, I don't think you've ever shot at the WAC before. It's quite an interesting place. You've never shot in a place like the WAC ever.
That's probably a true story.
And we had showdown. We had to dig out the berms to get the 25 yards.
Oh wow.
And it was because it's covered. They're covered bays.
Oh.
Okay.
Right next to an airport.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. We know we're on time with our safety briefings when we get interrupted by the planes landing.
Yeah, Jeff tells me the story. Yeah, these 3 guys got together. They used to shoot out in Wyoming and started drinking some beer. Said, hey, I bet you we can't put a gun range next to the airport. Watch this. So that's how it came to be, right, Jeff?
The gun, yeah, but the gun range was there long before the airport. That range has been there for a long time. So, but anyways, yeah.
That's what he
So
said, Cory. That's what he said.
it was a mud fest. Now, luckily, the last 2 years we moved the date a little bit, and we've had much better weather. But like you're going to experience, you don't necessarily need a truckload, but you need a good pickup full of water to keep your competitors hydrated.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you've definitely thought of that, and of course, you've got a lot of match experience. So, I would expect that this match is going to go off without any problems, and people are just going to love it, and that's fantastic.
Man, that's the goal. So, Steve, it's going to be sunny and 70, and you'll never have shot in a better place.
Yeah, Brian Conley, he's already offered me to throw me in the back of the mystery machine. I mean, the Hunter's HC
careful
Gold
there,
Mystery
careful
Tour,
there.
man.
It's good that you bring Brian up. Brian has already agreed to be the mayor of Tent City.
Yep, absolutely. So for people that aren't driving into the area, not local to the area, where's the city of the range and where are the closest airports?
Navasota, Texas is where the range is. Closest airport is actually College Station, is what you'll be able to fly into. It's 20 minutes from the range. If you fly into Bush, it's about an hour and 15 minutes from the range, somewhere thereabouts.
Okay.
So just depending on how you want to handle that, it ends up being a wash as far as transfers and such. You can fly into Austin for about an hour and 30 minute to 2 hour drive, just kind of depending on Austin traffic and when you drive in. And if you got family in Dallas, we're about 2-3 hours depending on what side of DFW you're from.
Awesome. Yeah, I pulled it up on the map, and it's actually not as far of a drive. I was thinking, because when you say Texas, I mean, Texas is a significantly large state, but where you're at, you're not that far from Louisiana, you're right. The borders it, right? It's probably not too far from Biloxi and all that. So.
Oh no, it's 8 hours to my grandmother's house, just outside of Biloxi.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, I-10 is never really that much fun, but it's 10 hours.
Let's just see here from home. Let's just see what my drive time is. Oh, if I'm coming to that match, I'm going to have to fly. It's 16-hour drive for me. That's
okay. Yeah. Florida's rough when you have to go south. I used to drive to Frostproof, and it's nice that I get stopped in Biloxi and split into 8 and 8, but still 16 either way.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. With Steve, you got anything more for Cory?
No, I'm excited, Cory, and thank you for stepping up to host this because I've not shot an Area 4 match before, and so I look forward to swinging by to see you guys. And I know it does take a pretty significant commitment to put on this level of a match. So thank you for stepping up doing it. We'll pass along the good word. And thank you for spending your time today. Hopefully we can get you some publicity and get some people over to see what a first-class event looks like in Area 4. So thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
Man, thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for, growing the sport with the podcast and, doing the matches you do, Jeff. If I could just take a quick moment to thank the sponsors that have already, come on.
Oh, please do. We appreciate those sponsors every time they're willing to step up. So definitely give them a shout out.
So CCI is going to be our title sponsor this year. Brian at Hunter's HD Gold has already come on. MGM Targets is coming on. Steel Target Paint, of course, is already on. JP Enterprises, we're looking at bringing on for a couple different things. And then CZ USA, I just got an email while we were podcasting. They're going to come on as a stage sponsor. So thanks to those guys.
Fantastic. Well, sounds like it's going to be a good time, everybody. That's the CCI Area 4 Steel Challenge Championships. It's going to be July 23rd through the 25th in Navasota, Texas. It's on Practice Score. Registration's open. Get signed up, get your guns in there, and go there and have a good time. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Thank you, Cory. Appreciate it. Steve, always good talking with you. Hey, Steve, what's that Steel Target Paint podcast code for the rangestore.net?
Yep, it's ST Podcast 10 for 10% off everything at rangestore.net.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week, and we'll be talking to you soon.